do you exactly mean by cloning? Is it actually copying the entire business structure and how they are working and doing the same things that we're doing, or we do it in our own way, which is beneficial to this particular market? And so, will that be called cloning?
So cloning is just basically gives you an opportunity to understand why it succeeded there. And then you got to look at what's so different about India or your particular market segment that you're targeting and your customers that you're targeting. And then you adapt it. And hopefully you will, in the adapting process, you come up with new breakthrough ideas and, which will allow you to patent things and which will allow you to create values to the and all that stuff. Okay, so that's that. Anybody got a product for low cost entrant or anything like that? Yeah.
Actually, our company might fall in the category of new product in existing market with creating a new segment. Like our product is Knowledge TV.
Okay.
So we are targeting the users who don't have internet facilities, and we are providing like kind of Coursera thing on television. So we are not targeting the whole television industry, but we are targeting specific customers who might want to learn skills, new things through television.
Okay.
So I don't think it is a new market because
It's an existing market.
It is an existing market.
Segment.
Okay. New IIT Madras and IIT Delhi, I guess they have used Doordarshan to teach.
To teach, they still have continuing.
Okay, so what would that be? What's the name of the company?
So knowledge
KT Technology.
new product in existing market and new segment.
New product in existing market and education. And low cost. Basically, you're focusing on low cost.
Lastly, are the segments of your product. Lastly, points are the sub-segments of
Yeah, there's a sub-segment trying to
one to the sub-segment.
Okay. Okay, so the market type is important because depending on that, your whole business plan is going to reflect. Okay. Rule number 9 is fast decision making, cycle time, speed, tempo.
Fast is
Yes. So basically, there is no time to have big research groups and study groups and so on. You pretty much, you guys wrote pretty much your whole executive summary over the weekend. So, you were clearly making decisions in real time as you went along, right? And, as a group, you had to go back, and I'm sure you went back and forth trying to figure out, okay, this guy's saying this thing, this guy's saying this thing, but, together, this thing probably makes more sense, and that's how you brought it down, right? So, that is the key thing that you want to remember in the startup, right? Now, when you go, if most of you will probably end up in a big company in the beginning part of your career, so you find that you don't want to actually jump to a decision very rapidly. What you want to do is in data collection mode. You want to collect as much data as possible, understand the consequences of each data point, and then come up with a very well-reasoned articulation of why something is right or wrong, or something should be done or not done. So in a big company, you don't want to go ahead and jump to decisions. Otherwise, you get the wrong kind of reputation. Because big companies are not very tolerant of people that run and do this, and then they say, no, no, we should do that. They don't like that. In a big company, that is not a good operating procedure, because you get a very bad reputation for, in the US they call, like, you know, what's it called, fire, aim, you know, you fire first and then you aim, you know, kind of situation. So, but in a small company, you know, when you are operating in an environment where it's not easy to get all the data, that's where it's important to make a decision, check it out, or try to check it out, and as you check it out, say, oh, this thing seems right, you know, what we did was right, and then you go and make more investments as you go along. So that's what we know is all about. But, you know, it's got its limitations. Okay, rule number 10 is all about passion. So, I think somebody had asked a question about how do you make a decision to be an entrepreneur? And I think that answer, number 10, is really probably what it's all about. If you don't believe in what you're trying to do, and the reason why you're trying to do, like if you don't particularly care about poor people learning, don't go into the KTV business. Because you're going to be very frustrated very quickly, and you're just going to give up. And the same thing applies to almost all the companies. That if you don't particularly care for, you know, everything about that particular business that you want to chase, then you should not even think of getting into it, because there's going to be few successes and a lot of failures along the way. And each failure should be taken as a learning step. And you take it as a learning step only if the ultimate goal is something that you care about. So number 10 is really the reason why, you know, startups happen. 11 is startup job titles are really different from companies. Okay, so who remembers why Webvan failed, right? If you remember Webvan,
They spent a lot of money too fast. So before they had the customers, they set up the
and the thing is that they were operating in silos. The VP of sales, they brought it from a huge company, new sales, about how to do sales for a particular product in a big company with a big team. And he built up a sales force before, you know, marketing and what they were doing, and before operations could execute and everything else. So basically,
They didn't follow waterfall model.
yeah, they follow the waterfall model. The waterfall model is, you know, everything flows from one to the next.
They didn't follow it properly.
No, they didn't follow.
So, but if they started working on the production plan before and making it full develop before the marketing, then it's like avoiding the waterfall.
Actually, you're right. It's actually waterfall model, but when it's married to, you know, executives who are operating in their own silos, the two of them was the problem. Because these people, even though they were in the waterfall model, because they spent a lot of money and they had a lot of money to develop the product, they were all operating like silos. Like, you know, marketing was not really talking to sales during the product development process.
Sir, I would say that they are not ready to get into the waterfall model.
Not ready to get into the waterfall model. What does that mean?
Sir, that is for established service where you have validated your customers.
Very good point.
They're not working.
So they jumped into the waterfall model without really understanding customer value, creation, and all that stuff. And they did not do all the pivoting that is necessary. For 3 years, they just executed the plan. And then they spent all the money.
Startup is all about searching, not about executing.
Searching for the right, repeatable, scalable, profitable business model.
At one point they knew that one doing was wrong, but it was just before the IPO, so they did not pivot at that time.
That's a good point too. They were too far down the road to change their mind. They said we changed it after we raised all the money. So in a startup, you're really looking for executives that have these kinds of capabilities, open to learning and discovery, which is highly curious, inquisitive, creative. Now, would this work in a corporate environment? You know, when you if you have a VP who says, you know, I don't know anything about sales, and he's the VP of sales, you know, they already have a big ego because they are responsible for some big numbers, right? So it's very hard for them to be inquisitive and all of these things. So it's not easy to have this personality when you're working in a big company at a high level. So, on the other hand, you know, in order to get to that, to create a successful organization, we used to have that. Eager to search for repeatable and scalable business model. Agile to deal with daily change and operating without a map. So, do you think big companies can operate without a map? Exactly. So, it would be very hard to tell all the salespeople in a company, go and sell whatever you can, go and find, you know. So you really have to have a roadmap in order to figure out how to do it. Readily able to wear multiple maps, often in the same day. So multiple hats, often in the same day. So the message here is, you know, at one time, you know, you're going ahead and doing sales on the other side, and I can find that the product is not working, you go up your sleeve and start fixing it up, all of that stuff. And comfortable celebrating failure when it leads to learning and iteration. So, I'm really flies here. Okay. Maybe next time I'll give you an example of how I have to do it. And then number 12 was preserve all the cash until needed rather than fail this. Rather than fail this route. Exactly. Number 13 was communicate and share learning.
So that is not exactly relevant.
Yeah, this page is not okay. I will go ahead and resend this because I'm
It will be visible after it becomes visible after a few seconds.
This particular page, he shifted it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Before it was
Load problem. Before
No,
it
it
said,
becomes visible.
it is
It
visible.
is visible.
Okay. And there was a point.
Full screen, double screen, just screen.
Yeah, right there. Okay, customer development.
Customer development begins with
Success begins with buying.
Hmm?
Customer development success begins with buying.
begins with
Okay, so tomorrow I'm setting it up so that we have a chat with Carl Mehta. So I'll set up a Google Hangout with them rather than Skype. And we just do it here, right? That makes it, hopefully it should work out. So that's one thing we do, and let's see. You know, we need to do the quiz. So maybe we'll do that on Thursday. Because my feeling is that, you know, the discussion with Carl Mehta is going to be pretty interesting. So what I'd like to do is have all of you do two things. One is read up this span. Some of you have not responded on the Fab Lab thing. And send me the email.
So we now we are
We are
supposed to
saying
send an email.
we just read through it,
We just
we
thought
didn't got the proper message that
No,
we
on
have
Fab
to-
Lab.
Yeah, Fab Lab. We thought we'll just go through it and we'll discuss.
No, I just want you guys to write one of the paragraphs.
Okay.
Just write one of the paragraphs. And
We have this written document with us.
if you've written it, then give it to me. Yeah, what if you've written, you can give it here. But if you've not written, then just email it. Just email it to me if you can. So that's Fab Lab. Everybody's got the executive summary done. So what I'd like to see is everybody take a crack at taking your executive summary and filling out business model canvas. So that's executive summary.